Camden Yards, game 2 of this 4-game series between the Astros and the the Baltimore Orioles. Last night the Orioles had it their way. Tonight for the Houston Astros, A.J. Hinch will line it up. And we'll get to that lineup in a moment. Evan Gattis, we talk about now as our starting lineup will be brought to you in just a moment. But Evan Gattis has torn it up in the month of August, hitting .276, so some very good numbers. The power game is there. Last night on his 30th birthday, a couple of hits and was able to reach base 3 times. So he's a big part of the goings for the Astros offensively. That lineup now, again, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. George Springer in the top spot. We'll get to the other guys right after pitch number 1 here in our ball game as George Springer spins away and takes a ball. Wade Miley, left-hander on the hill for these Baltimore Orioles. 2-0 the count on George. Hung out a rope his final at bat last night. The Astros didn't do a whole lot offensively and yet put 5 runs on the board with just 7 hits in that loss to the Orioles. 13-5 the final last night. The Orioles had it their way, hitting 6 home runs. And a strike. It's 3-1 on George. Alex Bregman has been swinging a good bat. He will bat second in this order tonight. Springer hammers one to right center field, deep back at the track, the wall. See ya! George Springer has gone yard, leading it off once again as the Astros, for the 12th time on the season, have the leadoff man hit a home run. And a 1-0 Houston lead.
Luxury it is to have a guy with some kind of pop like George Springer at the top of your lineup. Does a good job getting into that hitter's count, gets a fastball. What I love is he didn't try and do too much, knowing that he can go out of any part of the ballpark, lets it travel, shoots it out the other way.
Very impressive work by George Springer. The Astros with the quick lead. And as you anticipate when you come to Baltimore, Oriole Park here at Camden Yards, the long ball is going to play a big part of things. Alex Bregman hit one last night, his second major league home run, and it was a clout job out to left center field, just left of the 410 marker and well beyond that figure. Alex Bregman has been a hot hitter. He's hit safely in 11 of 12 now, but goes down on strikes and out number 1.
Take a look at that pitch to George Springer that he drove out of this ballpark on our strike zone, brought to you by MD Anderson. 3-1, hitters count, down and away. George does a great job. What I love is he let that ball travel. A little bit of barrel lag, gets to contact quickly and just launches through.
7th career leadoff home run for George Springer, the 6th on the season. Of course, Jose Altuve had 6 of his own. That accounting now for the 12 leadoff home runs for the club on the year. Jose Altuve steps in, hitting a cool .387 against lefties, but he's hitting .363 overall. 1 home run shy of 20. And he takes a big rip. That's a good feeling to lead it off that way. Counted 1-2 on Jose. Again, that .363 mark now. Altuve leading not only the American League but Major League hitters, and by a wide margin.
Tell you what, back on May 5th, Wade Miley gave up a leadoff home run to Jose Altuve. Here he gives it up to George Springer.
If you're advising a guy, you might not want to fall behind 3-0. Altuve swings through the high heater at 93. Back-to-back strikeouts of Bregman and Altuve. That's 2 down here in the inning, and it brings up Carlos Correa.
Home run may have upset Wade Miley. Get a chance to look at his numbers. He started out the season with Seattle, faced the Houston Astros twice. Got a no decision in 1 outing, took the loss in the other one. He is making his 4th start for the Baltimore Orioles since being traded over here. He is 0-2 in 3 starts with a 7.04 ERA.
Brings up Carlos Correa. Ups and downs throughout an entire season for anybody. Carlos 0 for his last 9. Had an 11-game hitting streak snapped on Wednesday. And Carlos now behind in the count quickly, 0-2. During that 11-game hitting streak, Correa hit .381, had 4 doubles, 3 home runs. Had home runs in each game of the doubleheader at Minnesota, and 14 RBIs in that streak. Carlos leading the team in driving in runs. 82 big RBIs for Carlos. He has settled in very nicely in that cleanup spot. He is the current American League Player of the Week. Two and two the count. Second time Carlos has won that Player of the Week award this year, and the 5th time for an Astros player to win it. But another strikeout, 3 straight after the home run by George Springer to get everything started. Oppo job for Springer. Leadoff home run of the year, the 12th for the Astros, 1-0 Houston. And now for the Baltimore Orioles, a Buck Showalter. They will line him up with Adam Jones in the top spot, followed by Hyun-Soo Kim, who had 4 hits in last night's game. Manny Machado follows the middle 3, Chris Davis, Mark Trumbo, and Pedro Alvarez. And the bottom 3, Matt Wieters, quiet last night, Jonathan Schoop, and J.J. Hardy.
Collin McHugh, the right-hander, going for the Houston Astros. This is where things turn around, hopefully, for the Houston Astros and that starting rotation with Collin McHugh making that 25th start on the season. He has had a rough time in the first inning of games this season, allowing 17 earned runs in 23 1/3 innings pitched in that first inning. His last win was July 23rd against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Picked up a 4th consecutive loss his last time out, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits in just 5 1/3 innings. That at the Rogers Center against the Toronto Blue Jays. There's a drive to left field on a line, and that gets out of here. The Orioles have just hit their 7th home run of the series on the first pitch of the night, and we are quickly tied at 1. And for Adam Jones, that's number 24, matching the figure for George Springer.
I don't think he wanted to answer George Springer. Adam Jones has a reputation of being able to ambush early in counts, and he especially likes hitting that fastball. Collin gave him one down. Adam Jones hit it on a pretty much a clothesline to left field.
So 1 pitch in, a 1-1 ball game. Hyun-Soo Kim at the plate takes a strike at the knees. 4th time for Adam Jones to lead off a game with a home run on his career. All 4 of those coming this season. Collin comes up with the heat, a ball and a strike. So Blummer, you talked about on the pregame show the Astros having a need for some guys in key spots to step up. Collin McHugh along with Dallas Keuchel, those guys that you point out, and obviously a rough start for Collin here this evening.
I just think it's a lot to expect some of these rookies on this ball club, whether they be starting pitchers or got position players, to go out there and try and carry a ball club. I think it's on these guys that have a proven track record, especially last year between Collin McHugh and Dallas Keuchel, to go out there and start a new trend for these guys.
Hyun-Soo Kim has his 5th hit of the series already as he lines one to center. Still nobody out and a man at first.
Take a look back at that home run from Adam Jones. We're going to look at it on our Mattress Firm Supermo. Looked like he tried to maybe cut that. He got on the side of it, but it just backed up, stayed down, and it was a good job of just dropping the head on the pitch. And you can see not much elevation, but plenty of exit velocity.
And Manny Machado steps in. You go through this Orioles lineup, it doesn't get easy. 27 home runs on the year, 72 ribbies for Machado, all while hitting .304 and playing a great third base. One of the really talented young players in Major League Baseball. Again, we mentioned the Orioles in putting 13 runs on the board last night, slammed 6 home runs. And so with the Jones home run to lead it off, 7 already in the series. And this is the #1 home run hitting team in the American League and in the major leagues for that matter. That home run by Jones, number 184 on the year for the Orioles. There's the little cutter and foul down the right side. Now, you can't take anybody lightly at all in this lineup for Baltimore.
You could be playing in Yosemite and have the same thought process, but you put him here in Camden and it's exaggerated.
You don't worry about the running game. They are dead last in the league and have stolen a total of 14 bags while being caught 9 times. So if you think being aggressive is a key for the Orioles, think again. It's all about the long ball. They are 4th in team batting average, so they're good in that regard. Hammered left center field. Going back to the wall and leaping up, unable to make the play. Hernandez, a 2-run dinger of Machado, number 28 on his season. And the Orioles grabbed a quick 3-1 lead here in the first.
Picking up where they left off last night.
Well, a rough start for Collin McHugh.
It was elevated. Manny Machado gets extended on it. Looked like Teoscar gave it a pretty good run.
Teoscar Hernandez getting that start in center field tonight. Pitch is busted deep right center. And it's home run number 3 on the night here in the first inning for the Orioles. 3rd of the series now for Crush Davis. And number 28 on his season. And the Orioles have brought the big bats early.
They've got half as many home runs in the first inning as they did in all the game last night. I wonder if they're trying to send a message to the rest of the American League or the American League East.
The Orioles do slam the home runs here at home, but they'll hit them anywhere, as you said. Well, it hasn't taken long. 4-1, Orioles on top. And Mark Trumbo at the plate. Your major league leader in home runs with 35, hit 1 last night. Chris Davis and J.J. Hardy each had a pair. Talk about Collin McHugh coming in with the 4-game skid. And a first inning like this cannot help things. It's not the curveball from Collin, kind of a large form of his slider. The Orioles are 5th in the league in runs scored, but they are putting an assault on here in the first couple of games in the series. A lot of the fans just settling in here in Baltimore, and those who are just getting seated missing some fireworks in the first inning.
Yeah, they thought the fireworks were going to be post-game. They didn't realize it was going to happen in the first inning. And again, that first inning for Collin McHugh, major struggles, now allowing 21 earned runs.
Cutter hit in the air to center field, and this is deep. Teoscar Hernandez at the wall, and this one gets out of here. Number 36 on the year for the major league leader, Mark Trumbo. 5-1 Orioles. There is nobody out in the inning, and the Orioles are just having a slugfest.
I'm speechless.
I think Collin McHugh and A.J. Hinch are as well. Yeah, we were impressed with the 6 home runs they hit last night. That's 4 in the first inning. And Brett Strom going to be searching for something to come up with right here. Four first inning home runs is unbelievable. 187 on the year for the Orioles. And they are not looking back, as other clubs might try to pursue in that home run category.
Can I mildly suggest that I don't like the fact how comfortable the Oriole hitters are in the box right now? And maybe try and change that? Two hitters ago?
I hear your angle. Ground ball hit to the right side. Altuve struggles a bit. Right there as the grass and dirt meet together. But the first out of the inning. And some Orioles fans having some fun. A few boos come out.
Tough crowd. They're getting spoiled right now with some of the thunder.
Imagine having this be the first major league game you ever watch, baseball game, and you think, wow, apparently the home run is the way things go in this game. Astros already get an arm loose in the bullpen. They have made a move today. Brad Peacock has joined the club, and he gets it loose in the pen out there in left center field. Oh, that's Chris Stavinsky, excuse me. We're about 500 feet away from that bullpen, maybe more. The valuable guy he has been on the year. Ball and a strike as Matt Wieters stands in. It was not a fun night for Matt Wieters last night, despite the Orioles having so much fun with the bats. Matt Wieters took a long offer on the evening. 0 for 4. Curveball, that's hit in the air, left field and fairly deep, but plenty of room now as Marwin glides to his right. And the second out here in the first inning.
We're going to look at location on some of these home run swings, and look at the strike zone on the right where these locations are. That's a fastball middle down. That was actually out of the zone. A very good job by Adam Jones, but this, not a good pitch. Up and out over the plate. You're going to go to that outside corner. You like to be down. Center cut. See the location down and away, and that one's middle. But again, it's tough. You want to make the perfect pitch and execute your game plan as often as you can, but sometimes you got to realize that you're not having it your way. When you recognize, I'm not sure how you feel about it, Ash, but as a catcher, when you see those guys digging in and being extremely comfortable, I'm not saying you got to go out there and drill guys. I'm just saying you got to move them off the plate.
Yeah. And I think that was the motto, much more so in years gone by. Of course, there are pitchers who today would still live by that motto. Little swing and bunt single for the 8-hitter Jonathan Schoop. He's aboard. That's 6 hits here in the inning. And I don't care what you say, a game like this has to impact your confidence as a pitcher.
Well, I agree. One game like this is demolition going on right now. But if you look over the course of the season what's happened to Collin McHugh, I guarantee you some of that confidence is definitely rattled.
Yep. You add to the fact that Collin has lost 4 straight starts. And I think that Colin McHugh and Dallas Keuchel realize there's a lot on their shoulders. Last night we talked about some numbers about what the 2004 Astros did as they went 32-10 to finish the season in their final 42 games. That's how they got to postseason play. And we implied that maybe this team has to match those figures. There's a base hit through the right side for the 9-hitter J.J. Hardy, and the hit parade continues. 2-out single has runners at first and second. Back to the top with Adam Jones. But here's the deal on that 2014 going 32-10. They lost the first of those 42 games on the season, as the Astros did last night. So in effect, they went 32-9 on the final 41. And the Astros have a lot of turning around to do here this evening.
And you can't count them out because the wild card is still in effect. They have a chance to go out there and get that. But at the same time, when I was talking in the open about how Colin McHugh and like you just were about Colin McHugh and Dallas Keuchel need to go out there and do their job. I'm not expecting them to throw 7 innings and shut out baseball. I just want complete starts. You got to keep the team, your offense, in it.
Hit hard to center field, but Teoscar is right there and makes the play, and that'll do it. 10 come to the plate as the Orioles put 5 on the board.
As a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. You're taking a good long look at A.J. Reed hitting his 3rd major league career last night right here at Camden Yards. It went 417 feet. A bomb, but it wasn't far enough to go onto the famous Utah Street, which is just behind me. He fell just short of the street, guys, and this 85 home run balls have landed out on that street. It is tough to hit one that far, and King Griffey, we'll talk about him, I'm sure, later in the broadcast, hit one even further against that warehouse. But this is a long way to hit a baseball. I wouldn't count A.J. Reed out just yet. He might even get it tonight, guys.
Thanks, Julia. Cover up out there, okay? 5-1 Orioles. We go to the 2nd inning. By the way, the last Astros pitcher to allow 4 home runs in 1 inning was Jose Lima back on April 27th of 2000. That against the Cubs, and that came in the 1st inning. Brian McTaggart brings us that little tidbit. Evan Gattis leads off the Astros here in the 2nd inning. Jeff Blum also has some numbers that are kind of comparative, you might say, between last night for the Astros offense and the Orioles in the 1st inning tonight.
Yeah, as I was writing down 5 runs and 7 hits in the 1st inning, it kind of dawned on me, and I look back on my scorecard. That is the exact same total that the Houston Astros had in the entire game last night. 5 runs, 7 hits. And the Orioles just matched them in the 1st inning. And it's also another note, that is the 3rd time.
Evan Gattis has himself a knock.
That is the 3rd time that the Baltimore Orioles have hit 4 home runs in 1 inning. They did it in 1967, and they did it last in 1995. Tell you what, when we start looking into record books of these media guides this early in the game, it's not usually that good.
And this game started with George Springer launching one to right field to give the Astros a 1-0 lead. But here they are, 4 runs down as we hit the 2nd inning. Evan Gattis gets aboard, and a strike called on Marwin Gonzalez. George went opposite field to start things out on a 3-1 pitch. That was an official barrage put up by the Orioles in the first. Chop foul, the count 0-2 on Marwin Gonzalez. Getting another start in left field. Marwin stays alive as he fouls that fastball that was likely up and away. Wow. Where do you go from that first inning?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to regroup, wrap my head around what just happened.
Oh, to the count, nobody out. After that leadoff home run by George Springer, Bregman, Altuve, and Correa all struck out against Miley. So he found a way to get it turned around. For Colin McHugh, another story here this evening. Marwin was 0 for 4 in last night's game. Snapped a streak of reaching base consecutively in 7 games. Last homered against the St. Louis Cardinals on that recent homestand. Marwin has hit safely in 14 of his last 16 road games. In that span, 7 doubles, a triple, a couple of home runs, 7 ribbies. So he's been driving the baseball. Off speed, down and away, gets the strikeout. 4th on the night now for Miley. Julie was talking about Ken Griffey Jr.'s lengthy home run out in right field at Utah Street, and that's the spot.
That's incredible.
There's no way. Guys, I'm standing here. There's no way he hit it that far. That was the 1993 home run derby.
Estimated at 465.
That was the live ball era.
That looks even further than 463. That's way back there.
That baseball had to be in the air for a minute and a half to get that far.
You and I were talking about what clubs we might select hitting golf balls out in that direction, and
right?
Junior did it with a baseball, huh?
It is really cool to take a stroll down Utah and see all of the names. It's got the date that the player hit the home run, of course, which team they were with at the time.
Have you gone and found the Robbie Grossman?
I did. I took a picture
out there. A.J. Reed is down on strikes. 5 strikeouts for Miley. Lance Berkman has a plaque of his own.
Oh yeah, why
yeah.
wouldn't he? He's only 35 feet short. Pretty good poke.
Colby Rasmus has one when he was with the Blue Jays. Walked by that one. Chris Davis has 50 out here, I think. No, seriously, he's every baseball. But it's impressive. This place opened in 1992. Imagine the plate appearances that have happened in this ballpark, and only 85 balls out there.
Tyler White drives one to center field, back at the wall. That's off the wall. Here comes Evan Gattis to the plate. He will score on a 2-out double by Tyler White. And the Astros try to claw back in. It's 5-2 Baltimore. RBI number 23 for Tyler.
Called it last night. This is Colorado East. And I guess if you got a beard and you swing from the right side, you're going to go up and elevate out of the zone and try and drive it out of here. Seen Evan Gattis do that a bunch of times, and now Tyler White getting in on the action.
That was the very aggressive Tyler White we saw in week 1 of the season. And now the 9-hitter, Teoscar Hernandez at the plate. Hit number 3 for the Astros.
Maybe Tyler White likes hitting in the American League East.
Season began in New York with the Yankees, and Tyler White and Carlos Correa had such a big series there. The Astros moved on to Milwaukee. There's a base hit into left center field. Hernandez has an RBI single, making it 5-3 as Tyler White crosses. A couple of 2-out hits now to put the Astros back on the board here in the inning.
Remember what I said about the rookies?
Yeah, there's too much load for them to carry at this time of the year, right?
Well, I guess so. They were a little bit relaxed watching what was going on in that first inning. Decide to answer back. Plenty of fight.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know where it might come from.
That's a great thing.
Yep.
You need a lineup that is like that.
You get past Carlos Correa in this order for the Astros, and you don't know night to night what you might get. Evan Gattis came up with a hit and scored here in the inning. Tyler White and Teoscar Hernandez, and a beautiful job by Teoscar.
Just keep chipping away.
George Springer's hit by the pitch.
Oh, really?
And that'll put runners at first and second.
It's interesting.
You don't think?
I mean, I know it was an off-speed pitch, but dangerously close to the guy that just hit a bomb off him in the first inning.
Longtime Major League pitching coach Dave Wallace out to the hill. Yeah, you got a 5-1 lead quickly, but it's suddenly 5-3. Weird night for Wade Miley. 5 strikeouts has left 3 runs on the board. The Astros have not put a ball in play for an out yet. Alex Bregman at the plate, and again we mentioned the home run he hit last night. He lines one to the gap in left center field. That's going to drop. It's cut off. Scoring easily is Hernandez into second base. Bregman, he's in there. RBI double for Bregman. And it's quickly a 1-run game. 5-4, O's on top. And the Astros with runners at second and third.
This is awesome.
Blummer, that is 3 2-out hits here in the second inning.
What a game. Great hustle by the kid, too, Alex. But again, that is a terribly spotted fastball up in the zone. Bregman, aggressive. I love the fact that they are hunting the fastball and squaring it up when they get it. Now keep in mind, this ball doesn't go in the gap, and it caught J.J. Hardy off guard that Alex Bregman was hustling all the way into second base. That's what you like to see. If you're going to go down swinging and go down hustling.
Now 12 of 13 games hit safely in by Alex Bregman after that horrendous start as he came to the big leagues. He's putting it together. Coming into play tonight, Bregman in those last 12 games hitting safely 11 times, was hitting .308 in that span. It's not exactly Altuve-like, and yet good figures. Altuve struck out back in the first. Miley punching out Bregman, Altuve, and Correa. And now 2 runners in scoring position. Altuve down in the count 0-2. Sometimes you might say just where he likes to be. Jose went 1 for 4 last night. Struck out a couple of times. That batting average has dipped to .362. Runners cannot move up. Matt Wieters does a nice job keeping that in front. First in the league in hitting. 5th in the American League in runs scored. Altuve putting up a lot of bests around baseball. 3rd in the league in stolen bases. 2nd in slugging. 2nd in on base plus slugging. Kind of numbers that a guy who wins an MVP award would be glad to have. And now Ubaldo Jimenez gets loose for Baltimore. Seatbelts have been employed early here. Line drive, that's a hit down the right field side. This is going to plate 2. And Altuve will glide into second base. A 2-run double. And the Astros have retaken the lead 6-5 here in the 2nd inning. That's the 4th hit with 2 outs, driving in runs now for the Astros. And that's going to do it for Wade Miley as the skip is coming out toward the mound. Take a peek at this beautiful 2-bagger.
Can't teach it, just got to admire it. This guy's unbelievable. That ball was in the other batter's box.
You know that Jose Altuve has 77 RBIs now?
Now I do.
So Wade Miley's done. Ubaldo Jimenez, the veteran, will come in from the bullpen. The Astros are hoping they're not done here in the 2nd inning. We'll be right back. .65 Houston. After the Orioles put 5 on the board in the 1st inning with 4 long balls, the Astros have been a 2-out club here in the 2nd inning. They've got the 6-5 lead. Ubaldo Jimenez comes in for the Orioles.
It's been a rough season for Ubaldo Jimenez. He's made his appearance in his 22nd game. He was in the starting rotation. He was in the bullpen. He's back in the starting rotation. Now he's back in the bullpen. He's been getting roughed up, as you can see by that ERA being very close to 7.
He's made 18 starts, as you infer. And now his 4th outing out of the bullpen. Tries to employ that inside spin move towards second base.
He's having trouble going the other way. Choose that one.
Carlos Correa is the 9th hitter here in the 2nd inning for Houston. The Orioles sent 10 to the plate in the 1st inning. And that fastball goes hunting for Correa. Jose Altuve with that double is at 363. He's at second base. Ground ball left side. That's right to short. Steady hands at short by Hardy as he makes the play, and that'll do it. So the Astros send 9 to the plate. They score 5 times. And a lot of guys got in the act in the 2nd inning. 6-5 Houston. Thing is, we're watching the Astros and Orioles scoreboard. It's now 6-5 Houston as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Jose Altuve, after a 2-run double with 2 outs, is grimacing, and the Astros are going to come out and take a look at him. A.J. Hinch and training staff out there. What is this all about?
Was it the throw down from Gattis?
I didn't watch the throw. I'm hoping that that's not the case. This is not good.
The only thing I could guess is, I was too busy trying to fill in my lineup card with everything that was going on.
Boy, no kidding.
And then we look up, and Altuve might have gotten one off the collarbone on the throw down from Evan Gattis, because Evan Gattis is at the middle of the diamond around second base. And it might be like a, dude, my bad.
Look, you can't lose this guy. There's no way around it.
I'm not letting him come out of the game.
Well, you nailed it in terms of what took place. Oh,
what?
You know what? That's one of those little sailors. You get that two-seamer that sails both directions.
That squared him up. Well, in the night of oddities, you got that.
Yeah, I was waiting to see a bounce throw down there, but you can't blame Evan Gattis at all. So, for the moment, Altuve stays in. We're in the bottom of the second inning. There have been 13 hits. 5 of those have left the yard. 4 by the Orioles in the first inning. But the Astros, thanks to some big 2-out hitting, 5 hits with 2 outs for the Astros. And they lead at 6-5. Second consecutive inning now for Collin McHugh to hit the hill with a 1-run lead. Hyun-Soo Kim at the plate. Had 4 hits last night. He's already 1 for 1 tonight and has scored a run. Sits safely in 5 straight for the O's. Strike at the knees. It's 2-2.
Take that location all day long. Stay off the middle part of the plate. Stay away from that down and in, and just stay on the edge on the outside down.
And now 3-2.
How about the roller coaster of emotions for Collin McHugh?
And I just mentioned that it's the second straight inning that he's gone to the hill with a 1-run lead.
You didn't see this coming?
Man, oh man. And a strikeout to start the inning. Okay, so 1 out here in the second inning. It'll bring up 3-hitter Manny Machado, who hit the second of the 4 home runs in the first inning.
He's getting on the side of that fastball. That's what creates that little bit of cut. Let's see Kim kind of bailing out with 2 strikes.
See that rotation? The large circle on the back of the ball was actually on Collin's glove side. So a little bit unusual in that regard. Machado hits it sharply but foul. The home run by Manny Machado in the first inning, number 28 on his great season. Picked up 2 RBIs, has 74. Yeah, I think if you like offense, you ought to love tonight's game. Oh, 2 the count. The strikeout of Kim, number 1 on the night for Collin. That is officially getting up the ladder. Squibbed that curveball right off the end of the bat. Machado stays alive. Edwin Encarnacion of the Toronto Blue Jays leads the American League with 100 RBIs. Guess who? Albert Pujols is second at 95. High heat for the punch out. Back to back here in the second. 2 down for Chris Davis.
Kick off your weekends at every Friday night home game with the best fireworks show in town. Our next fireworks spectacular is August 26th and is 2016 Chart Toppers themed. More information, visit astros.com/fireworks or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
2006. Is that what?
I tried to say 16.
Oh, okay. 2016.
Chart Toppers. I know you want to break out the 2006 Chart Toppers that you have on your phone.
It was the sound off of the 5 home runs in the first inning between the two clubs that got to my ears. Sorry. 0-2 the count now on Chris Davis. A couple of curveballs for strikes. And again up the ladder with the heater at 91. 1-2 the count. Colin McHugh has gone 37-26 with the Astros in 81 starts since being claimed, and now strikes out the side in the second inning. How about that for a change of fortunes? A 1-2-3 inning. Colin walks off with a 6-5 lead. Houston Astros baseball on Root Sports is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box for a limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Well, the Astros fans maybe enjoying things right now. 6-5 the lead. Indications are that may not be the final score tonight. Colin McHugh allowed 4 home runs and 5 runs in the first inning and struck out the side in the second.
Same guy.
Wade Miley started for these O's, and he's out of the ballgame. Had a 5-1 lead after 1. Didn't make it through the second. Ubaldo Jimenez on now for the O's. Certainly one of the more unusual deliveries brought by Jimenez.
Man, I faced him as a rookie when he was with Colorado, and he was bringing 97 to 100.
Yeah, he had some great stuff when he first came on the scene, didn't he?
Man, did he ever.
I referred to him back in those days as he walks Gattis to start the inning as the big ooh. It never caught on for anybody, but that's what it seemed to me. He looked like he was destined to become one of the game's great pitchers. 19-8 back in 2010 with the Rockies. But he's had his struggles since. He's 105 and 103 lifetime. So Gattis aboard, nobody out. Marwin Gonzalez at the plate. Marwin takes a strike. Strikeout victim in the second inning. We just got word that prior to tonight, no team ever had hit 4 home runs in the first inning before recording an out. So the Orioles set a record with the 4 home runs in the inning. Keep in mind, it wasn't just 4 hitters. Hyun-Soo Kim destroyed things for them with a meager single as they got home runs from Jones, Machado, Davis, and Trumbo in that first inning.
They hit 4 home runs in the first 5 hitters.
I hope Kim felt bad about things the way that went.
Yeah, swinging that wet newspaper up there.
1-1 is Luke foul down the left field side. The Astros have 6 hits. The Orioles have 7. Colin McHugh is still in the game, and Wade Miley's taking a shower. Striking out the side in the second inning. Colin McHugh finding that curveball once again. It's 2-2 on Marwin.
Just witnessed history.
How's your analysis coming tonight?
It's out the window.
It's an amazing game, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Runner goes from first. The pitch, a ball, throw down in the dirt, and stealing it is Evan Gattis. Okay.
The tone of your voice, I'm sorry to giggle, but man,
Well, that's his second on the year. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to look back through last year. He had 13, make that 11 triples last year, and not a single stolen base, and that is correct. He now has 2 career stolen bases.
That was his second career stolen base?
Second career, both coming this year.
Man, I'm going out. I'm buying a lottery ticket.
Well, ground ball right side, and so by the book you move the man from second to third for the first out of the inning, as the Astros with 1 out have a man at third for A.J. Reed.
Give us a chance to look at our Lexus defensive ranking system. Some statistical data with the numbers on the left, and then red light, green light, yellow light. That'll be my opinion. And haven't heard too many good things about Hyun-Soo Kim's arm. Lacking a little bit of those outfield instincts. Mark Trumbo out there in right field to create that DH spot for Pedro Alvarez. You're going to test him, but Adam Jones, very good center fielder.
Yeah, basically what Buck Showalter is doing is he brings his infield in at least halfway at short and second, in on the corners. But Buck Showalter is saying, look, we're going to put our best offense out there, and if the defense scuffles a little bit, so be it. A.J. Reed aggressively after the 1-0, fouls it off. Jose Altuve appears to be doing better now.
It's a good pitch to hit. You're looking for something to drive to the outfield, and that was a hanging changeup that A.J. Reed's going to learn how to blast out of here.
Again, a good aggressive swing. Fouls it off. It's 1-2. But this is the at bat with 1 out that when you're playing well as a team, you get production right here.
Yes. Somehow, some way that runner needs to score.
Of course, that said, 5 hits with 2 outs in the second inning provided 4 runs for the Astros. So if you're getting those 2-out hits, you can afford the mistakes. But if you look at the course of the season for the Astros, these are the kind of scenarios where they've come up short, and a lot of clubs do. And now 3-2.
Well, you're not going to have too many 4- and 5-run innings. You got to create some runs when you have the opportunity, and right here's one of them.
Orioles put 5 on the board in the first inning. The Astros matched that 5 in the second inning. Teoscar Hernandez getting some parting comments from the hitting coaches. And now the walk, so runners at the corners with 1 out. And Tyler White comes to the plate. A very aggressive Tyler White in the second inning as he doubled, driving in a run. And that was the first of the 5 2-out hits. 2 walks in the inning. The Astros got to make some hay with those free passes. Tyler White doubled off the wall in center field. And not a bad idea to take that one on the outside edge. Tyler now hitting .214 on his year. Ground ball right side. This could be 2, 4, 6, and 3, and the Orioles turn the first double play on the night, and that thwarts the offensive effort by the club. They do not score. They lead at 6-5.
Houston Astros over the Baltimore Orioles here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and we're going to take a look at our forward spray chart. It's on Mark Trumbo and the home runs he has hit this season. See the location on that? How many are on the other side of that line that I drew on there? But they're all middle to middle in. 1 going away. This is what I was trying to do. There you go. Got an idea where I do not want to pitch Mark Trumbo. We saw it last night, hanging break ball on the inside corner. He turned on him. This one right here, middle down. That's what he knows what to do with. You got to get on the edge with him.
Mark Trumbo, your major league leader in home runs with 36 now. Homered back in the 1st inning. But that was just one of the 4 hit by the Orioles against Colin McHugh. He'll lead it off in the 3rd inning. It'll be Trumbo, Alvarez, and Wieters. What a dichotomy of innings tonight for Colin McHugh. Gives up 5 with the 4 home runs in the 1st. Strikes out all 3 hitters he faces in the 2nd. Getting Kim, Machado, and Davis. Now we'll see what he brings here in the 3rd.
Keep that strike zone up for you so you can see where they're trying to pitch Mark Trumbo. See if they stay on that outer 3rd.
It's an amazing set of figures you had there on the screen. Only 1 home run on the outer 3rd of the plate all season.
Crazy, right?
For the major league leader. And there's a perfectly spotted pitch. 1-2 the count. Home plate umpire tonight, Dan Iasanya. Dale Scott, Lance Barnett, and Bob Davidson, the other 3 umpires. Evan Gattis has done a really nice job, in particular when you look at the way he has thrown this year from behind the plate. That blocking game has been strong. There were a lot of question marks when he first went out there as a catcher But I think he's answered all the questions.
He's exceeded some.
Yeah, I agree.
He throws the ball pretty good down to second.
In fact, I think with his numbers on the season, he has thrown the ball far better than most guys who go behind the plate. Evan Gattis has had 11 stolen bases against him, but he's caught 11. That's 50%. I've seen some differing figures on him, but it's close to 50%. 3-2 the count.
Got away with one.
Well, you also see the respect there, the 3-2 breaking ball. And it goes throughout this order, but Mark Trumbo has earned a lot of respect. Brett Strom probably trying to dig through everything he can to figure out how to get these Orioles hitters. But there's the first walk of the night issued by Colin McHugh. Comes to Trumbo leading off in the third inning, brings up Pedro Alvarez. Alvarez induces the shift in the infield. Carlos Correa on that first base side. 18 home runs for Alvarez, the former Pittsburgh Pirate.
That call shocked Colin McHugh so much he dropped the ball. Bring that cutter back, and
I'm wondering what Evan Gattis is throwing out there tonight. He's already picked off Jose Altuve. Did you ever have that guy that threw a lot of two-seam kind of sailors back and forth on you?
yeah, we called them no-seamers.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it kind of slipped out of the hand, and they just didn't have that true, that true arc to it.
It used to be deadly when you'd get, and it always seemed to happen with left-hand pitchers, but you'd get that guy that would throw what was supposed to be a sinker. It would start to sink and then sail the other direction. And he almost had no chance as a catcher.
Sounds like fun.
Alvarez had a couple of hits last night. Yeah, if chasing balls to the backstop or what you consider fun, it was a load of fun. Strike called, caught looking is Alvarez, and the first out here in the inning. 4 strikeouts now for Colin McHugh.
I think that first strike being called on Pedro Alvarez got right in his head and locked him up.
With 1 out, it brings up Matt Wieters, switch hitting catcher, 0 for 1 on his night. Is that little cutter spin?
Yep, called it.
Skipper and pitching coach getting together. It happens so much over the course of a year. Colin falls behind, 1-0 on Wieters. Still a good catcher, and he's put up some big numbers over his career, but I think there was anticipation in his early going in the big leagues that Matt Wieters might take over as the premier catcher in baseball. Again, the shift on in the infield, and a 2-1 count. Drilled to center field. That'll drop for a hit. First in the series for Wieters, putting runners at first and second with 1 out. And Jonathan Schoop, the second baseman, comes to the plate. Tune in starting Monday for your chance to win 2 round-trip tickets on Southwest Airlines in our Want to Get Away Week sweepstakes. Watch for the winning word during Astros games next week and visit rootsports.com/wanttogetaway to enter and win. Makes you glad you weren't a pitcher, doesn't it, right now?
Yeah, I was starting to tell you yesterday that I knew I didn't want to be a pitcher at 12 years old. I gave up a home run at 12 years old, and I walked into my dad and I said, that was it. That's all you're getting out of me for the rest of my life. So I wanted to be the guy hitting the home runs. I did not want to be the guy giving them up.
Actually, I remember my 12th birthday. I had a party and gave up a home run, and the only couple of runs I'd given up that entire season in Little League. And the kid came to the birthday party. He was a friend of mine, but yeah, it was tough. There's a base hit into center field. Hernandez kind of lays back, and that's going to bring the run to the plate as the Orioles tie things at 6. And Hernandez just launches a throw that goes to the backstop, and both runners move up. It'll be an RBI single and an E8 charged to Teoscar Hernandez, and that was not a good throw at all.
Good piece of hitting by Schoop, going right back up the middle, swinging a hot bat. A little bit of a hesitation from Teoscar, and I'm not sure he had all that great of a grip on it. It's obvious because the throw goes well over the cutoff man's head and Evan Gattis's head.
Really didn't charge the baseball that well in center field, in my opinion, and I think had he charged it well, I don't think the Orioles were even going to send to the plate.
Well, it was Mark Trumbo. He's not a burner by
that's
any
right.
means.
I think Trumbo would have been held at third base, but instead a run in, and now runners at second and third. One out for J.J. Hardy, who slammed 2 home runs in last night's game. Pops it up, and that's a big one. A.J. Reed will make the catch in fair territory, and a second out. And Colin McHugh now a chance to get out of this jam. Adam Jones, the leadoff man, will stand in. Homered on the first pitch thrown by Colin McHugh, and then lined to center to end that first inning. He has been a good one for the Orioles through the years, and reputed to be that team leader for the O's. Hails from San Diego, California. Curveball and a swing and a miss. First round pick by the Mariners. It was back in 2003. He lasted in the draft till the 37th pick. That's surprising for a guy of the talents, or with the talents, of Adam Jones. Now in his 11th year in the major leagues. 219 career dingers. And that one bounces off the mask of Evan Gattis, and a run will score on the wild pitch. And the Orioles have regained the lead 7-6. Into third base is Schoop.
Evan Gattis puts his nose down on this, and I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Ash, but that ball bounced well out in front of home plate.
Yeah, that's 9-1-1 territory, and as a catcher, you really have to wage the war that says, do I drop down or do I stand up into this one knowing it's going to come up? Fly ball into right center field. Springer is there to make the play, and that'll do it. The wild pitch will put the Orioles on top 7-6 as we've played 3 from Baltimore.
7-6 Orioles. And put on your running shoes. Join us for the badges and bases 5K and 10K run at Minute Maid Park on Saturday, September 17th. Kids 12 and under can enter the fun run, and everyone receives a commemorative t-shirt. Visit Astros.com/run for more info. Teoscar Hernandez leading things off for the Houston Astros today. He is in center field, where we've seen Jake Marisnick play here recently, getting a lot more playing time. However, that tweaked groin he had in Minneapolis last week still bothering him just a little bit. He even slipped yesterday when A.J. Hinch asked how he was feeling. Gave a mixed answer. That just means Jake wants to play. He wants to be out there, guys, but unfortunately, he's just not 100%, especially with the way that he was swinging the bat there, too. It's really tough time for him to be out, but AJ will get him in there in the lineup, just maybe an every other day thing until he feels better, guys.
Stay under cover out there, Julia. It is dangerous. Of course, Julia's been out on Utah Street in right field, and we have seen 5 home runs already, 4 by the Orioles. 7-6 Baltimore on top. Teoscar Hernandez, as Julia said, leading off here in the inning. He's the 9 hitter for the Astros and has a 3-1 count. Boy, there has to be a lot running through the head of Colin McHugh. Big E8 and a wild pitch costing there in that previous half inning. Leadoff walk to Teoscar Hernandez. He's aboard as the top of the order comes to the plate. George Springer is 1 for 1.
Jack in the Box is going to take us inside the box score. Combined this season between Carlos Correa and George Springer, wins and losses. Wins on the left. With those plate appearances, they have a very high average at 322. The production, the RBIs, 118, 110 runs. But you see, when those losses happen, they are the ones that might be responsible. It's kind of tough to put it on them, but when they are going good, this team is going good. You see the low production in those losses on the right-hand side.
That's pretty telling, isn't it? A couple of guys that are really needed in this lineup. Of course, you don't see Altuve there because he's been so good all year long. Even though there's a fairly drastic difference in the numbers when the team is won versus losing, they're not as stark in terms of production as we've seen from Correa and Springer. .24 dingers now for George, leading the club. Ooh, he got a pitch to hit right there.
You know, Altuve's one of those guys. He's having such a good year that you put wins, losses, ties, I mean, anything, he's going to get his hits. He's raking no matter what. They're obviously going to be a little bit higher in wins because he's a part of that production also, but he is so good that he's continuing to get hits even when the team loses.
So it would be considered a good year for most guys to hit .297. That's what Altuve's hit in the Astros losses this year. But I believe he's a 400+ hitter in the wins. Jake Marisnick providing a little comic relief there for Jose.
You might have said next time you go out there, take my glove.
Yeah, let's hope not. We already have a Gold Glover down at second base. We've got one potentially with Marisnick in center field. He's got to find a way to get that bat going.
Let's see that Jake hasn't pulled his humor.
Hernandez goes on the pitch as it's grounded to third base. Machado will get the out on Springer at first. So into second base safely is Teoscar Hernandez. 1 out as Alex Bregman comes to the plate. First time the O's get Springer tonight. Bregman a strikeout victim in the first inning, and then double, driving in a run and scoring a run in that second inning when the Astros lit it up with a couple of outs. 5 consecutive 2-out hits started by Tyler White. Hernandez, Springer, Bregman, and Altuve all coming through. The Orioles already have 9 hits on the night. The Astros have 6. Strike called outside edge. Ball and a strike on Bregman. think even during the tough first week or so for Bregman, as he lines one for a base hit into left field, that will score Teoscar Hernandez. It ties the game at 7. And for Bregman, his second hit of the night, his second RBI. And I was about to say, even during the tough times, I think most of us felt in watching the swings and at bats of Alex Bregman that he was going to be a good one, and it's already starting to happen.
Yeah, the one thing we heard about Bregman is that the bat was going to play up here. It was a defense early on, but I agree with you in the sense that he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove to people that he deserved to be that #2 pick and deserves to be here in the big leagues, and he has proven it big time, both defensively for the entire time he's been up here, but here recently that bat is definitely coming around.
Well, he has been good defensively at third base, hasn't he?
We've kind of been spoiled at third base. Valbuena's a great third baseman too.
You're right. Altuve has a double tonight, plating a pair. He drives one to left center field, back at the wall, and eventually hauled in by Kim. Alertly tagging and moving to second is Bregman on the long fly out. So with 2 outs, the Astros now have Bregman in scoring position as the Orioles just do get Altuve.
I'll tell you what, judging by the swing, I didn't think this ball was going to carry that much, but Altuve kind of stood there looking at it, maybe pushing it a little bit, but this ball took off.
You know, that's pretty alert by Bregman. If that ball gets out of here, it doesn't matter that you're tagging up. And if it's caught, of course, you're able to tag and move into second base. Good base running.
Instincts.
Yep. Astros looking for a little more in terms of 2-out heroics here this evening. Carlos Correa also looking for his first knock of the night. He's 0 for 2 as he stands in, and 0 for his last 11. '82 big RBIs for Correa as he leads the club. Yeah, you look at that top 4 spots for the Astros in the batting order, and things can change at some point, but Springer, Bregman, Altuve, and Correa, that could be a fixture. 4 players there for a long time, and guys that can be very productive. Kristovinsky gets loose once again.
Just wonder if Bregman gets going. Do you pull him out of that 2-hole and put Marwin back in that 2-hole and put Bregman behind Correa?
Correa down on strikes on the off speed, and that'll do it for the Astros as Correa continues to struggle, but we're tied at 7.
The 4th, 2016 Coca-Cola Astros Buddies memberships are on sale now for only $25. Buddies members get a voucher for 4 tickets to an Astros game, VIP access to Kids Run the Bases, exclusive autograph sessions, and more. Memberships for kids up to 12 years old are available by visiting astros.com/buddies. New pitcher for the Astros, Chris Devenski, now on the mound. A.J. Hinch had to walk over to Colin McHugh right at the end of the bottom of that last inning to tell Colin he would be out of the game, and Colin, obviously disappointed, said okay, and he'll have to move on. But that's even tougher to swallow, because of how the Astros starting pitchers have performed lately. You're looking at the numbers in this 5-game losing streak, a 9.6 ERA, but they're only going about 4 2/3 per start, and that has been the biggest difference for this team here lately, especially last night being able to score 5 runs and not getting the job done. This pitching staff is struggling. They know that. They're trying to pick each other up, but it's taxed the bullpen. They've even had to make a roster move today because of it, bringing in that fresh arm, and we're already seeing it again today. But this has been one of the things they're trying to change as fast as they can, guys.
Thank you, Julia. And by the way, those numbers you were just looking at do not include the night for Colin McHugh, so they will look a little darker as Chris Devenski enters play. Where would the Astros be without Devenski and the job he has done out of the pen? 25 years of age is Devenski as he faces the 2, 3, 4 spots for the Orioles, Kim, Machado, and Davis, in a 7-7 tie here in the 4th inning. That terrific changeup that he brings. '34th appearance on the year. Finds the outside edge with the heater. He's allowed only 65 hits in 82 1/3 innings. He's even started 5 games for the club. Changeup hit sharply, but right at third baseman Alex Bregman, and out number 1. That's the way the outs come in a game like this.
Yeah, you're not going to complain about it. He's thankful to get those outs. That's just bad batting. One guy over there hit it right at him.
Hyun-Soo Kim has looked really good. Manny Machado comes to the plate, has homered and struck out. 2-run shot back in the 1st inning. That was the 2nd of the 4 Oriole home runs. They hit 3 consecutive. Machado, Davis, and Trumbo. Devenski likes to work quickly. Has a ball and a strike on Machado. Chris Devenski, known as the Dragon. It's a 1-2 count. Right-hand hitters have hit just .215 against Devenski, and the lefty's not a whole lot better at .229. While Devenski has pitched on the road this year, opposing hitters have hit just .205 against him. Drilled to center field, coming on. Hernandez makes the play. Nice jump in center field. That's 2 outs on balls hit sharply as Davis comes to the plate.
Houston Methodist brings us our league leaders. Highest percentage of runs scored via the home run. Wow, how about the New York Mets? 237 home runs, 457 runs. Wow. How about the Seattle Mariners? Some big ballparks right there being driven out of. You expect the Baltimore Orioles and Toronto Blue Jays to be on that list. Well over 50% of their runs via the home run. That's crazy.
You're okay with that, though, aren't you?
Oh, man. The ladies loved it.
Well, that's true. And don't ever forget that. Chris Davis stands in. Homered back in the 1st. But look, if you score a lot of runs as a club, I don't think you question how you get the runs.
Yeah. I mean, the teams are in contention right there that we saw.
Yep. There's that changeup. Somebody tweeted in that it's the, what did they say, the curveball that's known as the Dragon. Chris Stavinsky is also known by his teammates as the Dragon, among other things. If you're trying to go up the ladder, that's a good spot right there.
And why do most pitchers try and climb the ladder?
That fastball is hard to get to, isn't it?
Yep. It sets up that changeup you just saw.
And the changeup gets a ground ball. With the shift on, it's Correa with the play in a 1-2-3 inning. So things settle down here in the 4th inning. It's 7-7 as we go to the 5th.
Time to reveal our Chevy Stroke poll for the day. Make sure to jump on Twitter. Follow us at Root Sports SW. Here is our poll question today. How would you like to see extra inning games played? All right. Home run derby after 9. It's fun. Runner at second. 2-1 count. Tie after 12 innings. Everyone just go home or keep things the same.
Quitters.
Seriously.
Thanks for playing.
Is this your idea up there?
It was Ashes.
Well, now wait a minute. I'm the one pushing the home run derby at that point. There could be some creative ways to make that happen. Let each team send one guy to the mound. He will throw 10 pitches, and you can send anybody to the plate you want. Or you can do it another way. Send each guy, send a number of guys. 3 guys have to swing at the 10 pitches, whatever you want to come up with, and see how many home runs you come up with on those 10 pitches. There's a ground ball through the right side. It's not going to win in the home run derby, but a nice way to start the 5th inning. Base hit by Evan Gattis, his 2nd of the night, as he is 2 for 2. I don't know. What was your idea? You're the one that says put a man at second base.
I'm going the international rules. Put the 2-1 count and a runner at second base. First team to score wins.
You know what? That's kind of one of the things as Marwin stands in. One of the things I thought would really aid in picking up the pace of baseball is instead of having 4 balls and 3 strikes as the magic numbers, have 3 balls and 2 strikes, because that changes the nibbling by the pitchers and the taking by the hitters.
You want some drastic changes.
I want guys to go to work right away. Now Marwin appears to be hurting.
No injuries.
Injuries are not allowed in the game.
Well, these are legitimate proposals from Rob Manfred. There's a lot of articles being written on this. The 20-second pitch clock.
What's the change of the strike zone?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Because I think what umpires are going to say is, as we've heard before, that's not my strike zone, which is not the way it's supposed to be anyway. Hit high in the air to right field, not deep. Trumbo under will make the play. Halfway is Gattis, and he'll retreat. Out number 1 here in the 5th inning. It'll bring up A.J. Reed. But you know that concept of 3 balls and 2 strikes, how that would change the way pitchers go at the strike zone to begin with, and how hitters think in terms of, are you going to play that kind of game? It's not going to happen. Just fun to talk about.
Moneyball ruined everything. Take.
Yeah. Not sure these Baltimore Orioles are into Moneyball right now. They're just into launching balls, and when you do that, you make a lot of money. A.J. Reed at the plate has 3 dingers in the big leagues and a 2-0 count. Seven here in the top of the 5th inning. A.J. is starting to see some pitches a lot better, taking pitches well.
Mike Stanton chimed in on the strike zone. We've seen that lower part of the zone called quite frequently. The nape of the knee, I guess, if you want to call it. They want to eliminate that, raise it, force pitchers to get back up into the zone a little bit.
Oh, so you want to make the strike zone smaller?
Raise it.
So
raise the entire strike zone.
In the minor leagues, they've got a pitch clock, I believe, 20 seconds. I'm not sure what the figure is, but
it is.
Hitters are, I thought they were supposed to stay in the box, but we're looking at a recent game in the minor leagues where the hitter steps out.
See the pitch clock in the background.
Pitch clock going on, and so the hitter steps back in, and for whatever reason, it was still shy of the 20 seconds, but he is now called out. And I don't have all the information as to what constituted the strikeout, but I don't know, might we be seeing something like that with a 20-second clock?
Well, how about if that's a winning run at second base?
Oh, boy. How about if that is part of the home run derby in the 10th inning? And that would really kill things.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see those rules again.
I've got them written down if you really want to read it out.
I'm going to have to decipher those and get a translator.
0-2 the count. Tyler White waits on deck. Well, that would really be intriguing as you put your roster together. You need somebody who throws perfect batting practice on your roster.
Oh, so it's not even
you put one of your people out there. You can choose whoever it is.
Define people.
Okay, one of your players, one of your 25 goes to the mound, and he throws 10 pitches to your hitters. And so, you don't want that guy who throws sinkers in the dirt and cutters and all that sort of thing. You want that. You want that waist-high four-seamer right there.
Maybe it could be Tyler White.
Threw pretty well last night. Got up to 87 miles an hour.
And he gave up a home run.
Well,
be good for your team.
Actually, a 9 ERA as he wound up with last night. Not really bad on the evening.
Yeah, considering what was going on.
Pretty good little slider right there, fouled off. We've seen 5 home runs, but they all came back in the first inning. 1 by the Astros. That was George Springer leading it off. His 6th leadoff home run of the year, 7th on his career, and 4 by the Orioles. But it all adds up to a 7-7 tie here in the 5th inning. The Astros have put 7 runs on the board, and Carlos Correa is 0 for 3. That is a bit rare. There's the splitter, and a good one to get White. Second out of the inning, 7 strikeouts of Astros hitters. And it brings up Teoscar Hernandez. Pretty good crowd here at Oriole Park. Hit into right center field and dropping, and it will drop for a base hit. Evan Gattis will score, and the Astros retake the lead. It's 8-7 Houston. RBI single Teoscar Hernandez, who's 2 for 2 on the night, his second ribby of the evening. And it has been quite a hit parade.
He has. Teoscar didn't get much of this, but does a good job of putting the bat on the ball. Found enough. Actually went to that Bermuda Triangle as you see the second baseman Scope going out. Adam Jones coming in. Trumbo also. It's all about placement.
Ubaldo Jimenez is done with his night as Buck Showalter points to the pen once again. The Astros have reclaimed the lead. We'll be right back. The Orioles have made a pitching change. Our Geico quote of the day comes from the Baltimore Orioles' Matt Wieters. He says, I don't like things that would actually change the way the game's played. If you make the game shorter without changing its integrity, I'm all for it. But the things that are being talked about can mess with the integrity.
A lot of comments about guys being upset about they've worked their tails off to get here to the big leagues, and then the game is, or the commissioner is telling you how to play it once you get here.
How do you feel about that?
There's times I took forever outside of the box because I'm trying to get my mind right. I mean, there's a lot of things that are involved in baseball. I'm still a purist that enjoys the fact that there is no clock involved in the game of baseball.
I'm surprised. I liked you as a player.
I mean, I knew I wasn't sitting there taking my time, but there were moments where I was like, good grief, I need to get locked back in, man, and figure out what the heck's going on.
Springer fouls it off, 0-2 the count. So does it mess with the integrity of the game to keep a player in the batter's box, a hitter?
I don't think that's a drastic one.
I don't think that messes with the integrity.
It's hard enough to hit a big league pitcher. It's hard enough for a pitcher to decide which pitch to make and get mentally focused to execute the pitch, and then only has to look over his shoulder or see the catcher going, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, because you're on a clock.
There's a base hit into right field for Springer. That'll play to run. That makes it 9-7 Houston. Into third base Hernandez. And so Wilson gets greeted with an RBI single by Springer. And the Astros now with 10 hits on their night.
Keep the train moving.
Springer has driven in 2 tonight. And that's 70 on the year for George.
It's a classic inside out right there. Fastball down and in, just fought off going the other way, and with that moderate shift against George Springer, Scope had no chance to even make a play on that.
Yeah, somebody says, not quite in these words, but let me ask you this: has the shift messed with the integrity of the game?
Who said hit it where they ain't?
Wheeler Keeler, I think. Runner goes from first. Springer dives into the bag, and they got him. Matt Wieters has been tough on base runners, and that'll do it for the Astros. In the 5th inning, they pick up a pair of runs and have claimed the lead now at 9-7. But a close play has Springer called out. Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, donating $100 for each Astros home run and $200 for each Correa dinger to Houston Children's Charity. Got a lot going on at Oriole Park here at Camden Yards. 9-7 Houston. To the bottom of the 5th inning we go. Chris Stavinsky came in and pitched a 1-2-3 4th inning. Now works it to 5-hitter Mark Trumbo, followed by Alvarez and Wieters. The Orioles led this 5-1 after 1 inning of play. But a lot has changed from that point on. We were talking about pace of play and rules instituted and all that sort of thing. In the minor leagues, I believe, is it a 20-second clock they've got going on for the pitchers? Do you think the players in the minor leagues right now feel like there has been a loss of integrity in the game?
I don't think they care. But you also know why they institute that in the minor leagues, right?
Well, it's the starting ground for rules changes.
Well, because those guys are used to it playing in the minor leagues, and when they eventually get to the big leagues, they get to institute it on those guys and say, well, you played with it in the minor leagues.
And that's my point that I was getting to. So I don't know if that changes the integrity of the game if you slowly through the minor leagues make some changes.
It changes the game.
Well, it does. The game changed when teams started going to the bullpen all the time and not having starting pitchers.
And you had the same issues when you had the DH. They lowered the mound in the early 60s. I mean, there were some pretty drastic changes I'm sure they felt at the time too.
Yep. So there have been changes along the way. There's a drive to right field hit by Alvarez, and that one will find the seats. A bullet that gets out of here, and we're back close, a one-run game, 9-8, as the Orioles have hit their 5th home run of the night. Eleven home runs in the series now for the Orioles.
These Oriole hitters on the evening have been pretty aggressive early in the count. They look fastball first pitch. If they get it, they rip it.
Matt Wieters tries to take advantage of a shift, trying to bunt one on the third base side. That bunt is not automatic. Ten hits for each club. Fly ball to left field. Think anybody's going to watch tonight's game and say, got to do something to get offense back in the game. Two outs for Jonathan Schoop, who is 2 for 2 on the night, a couple of singles, and has driven in a run. Schoop has done a really nice job for the Orioles as their second baseman. Hitting .285 and hits with pop. 18 dingers on his season.
My goodness.
As he launches one way foul down the left side.
Over boogied on that one.
One and two the count. Somebody mentions that. Is it worth it for all these changes maybe in the game to shave off 5 or 10 minutes? I think a lot of the concern is that most of the games now are over 3 hours. And if you go back to the 1970s, I don't know what the exact date is, but the games were about 2 hours and 28 minutes.
Football's over 3 hours.
Yeah, it is.
I read an article that said football is like right around 3 hours and 11 or 12 minutes, give or take 60 seconds. There's actually, they've timed it only 11 minutes where the actual play is going on. That blew me away.
Yeah. Fastball's inside. That'll fill it. J.J. Hardy waits on deck.
Now, all these rule changes are to appeal to the gaining new fans.
I would agree.
That's how I feel.
Strike three is swinging through it as Schoop. The Astros get him for the first time tonight. That'll do it. The O's pick up a run on the home run number 19 on the year for Pedro Alvarez. And it's now 9-8 Houston.
And Alex Bregman leading things off for us right here. So we're going to take a look. First 10 versus his last 12. This does not include tonight's game, but the numbers eye-popping. The 0.53 average where he went 2 for 38 over there, and then 308 in the last 12. And then tonight, a couple of knocks for him. 2 big league homers. You're watching both of them in that video right now. And he said yesterday before the game that, during that stretch early, there were some mechanical things that he was working on, guys. He watched video and he didn't really like what he saw. So there were some things that he worked on and changed a little bit. He said, minors or majors, I probably would have been in a slump because of those things. Feeling much better, looking much better, including tonight, guys.
Thank you, Julia. And he gets one off of the hands, but drops it into left field. His 3rd hit of the night. So he's 3 for 4. And he is swinging a very effective bat for the Astros. Leadoff single as Altuve comes to the plate.
Good job staying through this. Drive that knob through first, then bring the barrel through. But look at how short, quick he is to that baseball. And once he gets to it, he stays through it. That's what creates some of that length, even though we got jammed, to be able to stay through that baseball and get enough on it to get it over the shortstop's head.
Pretty good speed aboard as Altuve stands in. 1 for 3 on the night, a 2-run double in the 2nd inning. And he crushes one to left field. This one is way out of here. See ya. 2-run dinger Altuve. That's number 20 on the year. He has 4 RBIs on the night to make it 79 on the year. And the Astros extend that lead now to 11-8.
Ho hum, another road hit for Jose Altuve. This game has been incredible, and now Altuve in on the action, setting a career high every time he drives one out of that ballpark. 20 on the season, and again, production.
Came into play tonight having hit .424 since the All-Star break, best in the American League. Carlos Correa trying to break out of the funk he's been in. 0 for 3 tonight. That's 0 for his last 12. .421, the batting average on the road coming into play tonight for Altuve. It's kind of hard to believe that could be the case as we are now approaching the backside of August. .11-8. I wonder how many people who watched back in the 1st inning and saw the Orioles grab the 5-1 lead thought this was possible. Make it 0 for 4 on the night now for Correa as he strikes out for the 3rd time. First out in the inning. Evan Gattis comes to the plate. Watch Altuve once again.
The crusher. Oh man, that is just a fastball right down the middle and elevated. Jose Altuve enjoys those quite a bit.
Papa doesn't miss that one.
2020.
Yeah, and that's been a while for the Astros, having a guy that's hit 20 home runs with 20 stolen bases. Evan Gattis has been swinging it well here in Baltimore. 2 for 2 tonight. He's also drawn a walk. He's stolen a base. His 2nd on the season. His 2nd as a major leaguer. And the O's get loose in the pen once again. Yeah, Altuve is starting out that 2nd 2000 hit stretch and off to a very nice start with it. Breaking ball hit in the air, deep left field, back at the wall. See ya! Evan Gattis has joined the home run parade. Second for the Astros in the inning, third on the night. And they now have 12 on the board, leading 12-8 over the O's. And for Evan Gattis, that's number 19.
It's kind of like they took halftime, and now all of a sudden we're back to driving the ball out of the ballpark. This is awesome.
Wow. When in Baltimore, do like the O's. And now Marwin will take a swing. 0 for 3 on his night. Tyler Wilson not finding the going very easy here in the inning.
I'm sure those guys are down in the bullpen saying, you know, if I get the call, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to change things up. I'm going to get my outs. It's not going to be like this. And then reality sets in where guys are just teeing off.
Wilson has now allowed 15 home runs in at about 90 innings on the year. It's not where you want to be. The 1-2 to Marwin, and a breaking ball got him. A couple of strikeouts in the inning, but the Astros pound away, put 3 more runs on the board, and have a 12. Well, let's see, jumping the gun here a little bit. There's Evan Gattis and his long ball.
You hang it, he'll bang it. Not a very good slider in that count. Gattis pummels it.
And A.J. Reed will take a hack. He's walked a couple of times tonight. Scored a run. 0 for 1 overall, and drills it, but fouled on the left field side. It's a good looking swing. Thirteen Houston hits. Ball and 2 strikes on A.J. Reed. I think we were both thinking back in the first inning when the Orioles just pounded away and took the 5-1 lead that, boy, this is going to be tough for the Astros to be able to match with what Baltimore's doing offensively, but they've done that and then some tonight. Reed chops it foul.
Yeah, the boys are playing with some urgency tonight. Can they maintain it?
Can a night like this kickstart something big for the club?
I think if you're in that dugout, you're saying yes, because you went out there and you saw your starting pitcher give it up in the first inning and you answered and you picked him up. He's going to recognize that.
Breaking ball taken right there. Strike 3 call. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Wilson, but the Astros add 3 runs. Jose Altuve has 20 bombs on his year.
presented by authority of Houston Astros, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros, LLC.
Chris Devenski still on the hill as Astros fans having some fun tonight. They lead it 12-8 over the Orioles. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Devenski brings a strike as he faces the 9-hitter J.J. Hardy. Let's chat up a little more Jose Altuve. That's always a good thing. We saw home run number 20 on his season. He's well over 20 stolen bases. He is the first Astro now to go 20-20 since Carlos Beltran did it back in 2004. Now, keep in mind that Beltran, with those numbers, did some of that work as a St. Louis Cardinal. So not all with the Houston Astros. Craig Biggio did it 3 times in his great Hall of Fame career, all before 2004. So Jose Altuve, in being a 2020 guy, has just entered his name among some of the really outstanding players. And when you talk Craig Biggio, you're talking great. Hit in the air to center field. Teoscar Hernandez back into his left. And the first out of the inning. I have a feeling we'll talk a little more Altuve as the year goes on.
He keeps forcing our hand.
421 on the road coming into play tonight. He has a couple of hits. He's 2 for 4. Moises Alou, along with Jeff Bagwell, each hitting .362, different seasons on the road. Derek Bell had a great one, as did Bob Watson. But that tells you what these numbers really are like for Altuve this year. I don't know if you can maintain a pace like that, but I might have said at the start of the year, I don't know if you can hit over 360 in the major leagues these days.
Yeah, I think that 2020 is actually pretty impressive considering the PED testing that they're doing now. For these guys to go out there and provide that kind of thump and have the wheels and be healthy enough to, you know, be out there long enough to put up those kinds of numbers is very impressive to me.
You know, as you say that, there are a lot of guys hitting a bunch of home runs this year. I actually was quite surprised to take a look at the list of major league hitters who have over 20 home runs on the season. The offense is coming back in the game. Adam Jones fouls it off. 2-2 the count. I said Carlos Beltran from St. Louis, excuse me, from Kansas City back in 04. So popped up on the left side. I got it, you take it. Carlos Correa eventually makes the play. Both guys looking at each other for a moment.
Congratulations to Jose Altuve on hit number 1,000 in the big leagues. Join us on Friday, August 26th, when 27,000 fans will get an Altuve 1,000 hits poster presented by Citgo. Get your tickets at Astros.com or by calling 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Jose Altuve, by the way, and it's possible somebody else added one tonight, but becomes, for the moment, player number 63 to have 20 or more home runs around the major leagues this year. And that list is topped by Mark Trumbo, who has 36. Edwin Encarnacion at 34, Nelson Cruz and Todd Frazier at 31. On and on. There are just a bunch of guys who have been slamming the home runs. Was George Springer has hit his 24th on the year. That came back in the first inning, leading off. And that leads the Astros. Chris Devenski trying to get Kim here to end the inning. That's a 2-2 count. Devenski came on in the 4th inning, picked up a 1-2-3 frame, touched up for a home run by Alvarez in the 5th inning. and now gets the first 2 hitters here in the 6th. Game was started by Colin McHugh. And a rough one for Colin. 3 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 of those earned. A walk and 4 strikeouts, allowing 4 home runs all in the first inning. Kim lays off that changeup and draws a 2-out walk. Got to bring up Manny Machado. Really, Chris Davinsky coming in the 4th inning to start that frame has settled this game down.
He's been asked to do that quite a few times. He stepped up and taken advantage of the opportunity.
You know, it's not easy as one of the guys out of the bullpen that's not an 8th, 9th inning kind of guy to be, when the season's over, considered as a guy that is going to get one of the, or a number of the votes that would say he was among the most valuable players on the team. But Chris Davinsky could be one of those guys this year. This one gets by Evan Gattis to the backstop. This will be a pass ball on Evan, and into second base is Kim. And now Gattis is going to jog out to the mound.
Might be to ask him what that was. Looked like it more of a cutter than a slider.
Yeah, it did. Go 1-1 the count, and now man in scoring position. Manny Machado has had quite a year. He's had quite a young career. Recently had a 3 home run game and had home runs in his first 3 at bats of that game. Becoming the 9th player in Major League history to homer in 3 consecutive innings. First since Kevin Mench now, as Brent Strom goes out to the mound. Mench did it back in 2005. That 3-homer game by Machado as the Astros continue to talk things over on the hill. Came on August 7th at the White Sox. 21st game in Orioles history that an Oriole hit 3 home runs or more in a game. Well, that's how good this guy is. Three balls and 2 strikes. Manny Machado, known as one of the game's great third basemen, came up in the minor leagues as a shortstop and has been asked to play shortstop quite a bit of time for the Orioles this year. Swings on the change as Davinsky's able to get him, and that'll do it in the 6th inning. Astros on top of the O's 12-8.
pitch on the way. There's a drive to left. Look out, railroad track. Right on it. Railroad track bound. Holy Toledo, I told you he could move that train. Wait. Come on, Baggy, come up that stairwell. This sellout crowd wants him.
Academy Sports and Outdoors and the Houston Astros are hitting home runs for Houston. August 19th of 2000, Jeff Bagwell hit career home runs number 299 and 300 in a 10-8 victory over the Milwaukee Brewers.
And how about a little Milo Hamilton there? Good to hear the captain once again. We're in the 7th inning. Astros leading at 12-8 as Tyler White puts it on the ground. J.J. Hardy with that play, and out number 1. Tyler White now 1 for 4 on his night. Teoscar Hernandez in the 9 spot has been productive. A couple of singles and a walk. He's driven in a pair and scored a pair. Caused or created an error in center field and potentially costly in this game. Fastball runs inside. Tyler Wilson still on the hill for the Orioles. $34,422 on hand here in Baltimore. Breaking ball bends in there. It's 1-1. Leadoff man George Springer waits on deck. The Astros have hit 3 long balls. The Orioles have hit 5 on their night. And again, 11 in the 2-game series.
There have been 38 runs scored between both teams so far in this game and a half.
I love the numbers that you gave back in the first inning. 5 runs and 7 hits for the Orioles in the first, matching the Astros numbers for last night. Another ground ball to short. Hardy, very sure-handed, accurate thrower, has 2 down here in the inning.
Talking about all those home runs, Inside Edge just tweeted out that Adam Jones, Manny Machado, Chris Davis, and Mark Trumbo total 116 home runs. That's more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other teams.
Well, now you're starting to bring to mind Babe Ruth, and the fact that Babe Ruth on some years hit more home runs himself than other clubs around the major leagues. George Springer led it all off with a home run to right field. The Astros had a 1-0 lead, but that didn't stand up very long. But the thing about tonight's game is the Astros have bounced back after trailing 5-1 after 1 inning. The Astros with a 1-run first, 5 in the second, 1 more in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and 3 in the 6th inning. Springer stays alive. It's 0-2. Lays off, or did he? Palms down at first base as Dale Scott, I believe, correctly assesses the bat did not go through. "24 big home runs for George. And 70 RBIs on his season. Lines one to center field. Tough breaking ball down and away. And Springer with his 3rd hit of the night. Well, that's a great looking at bat.
It was a phenomenal at bat. Can't believe he got this pitch and hit it back up the middle as hard as he did. That's going out and getting it.
He had a great final at bat in last night's game as he lined one back up the middle, and maybe that set things up. The Orioles are going to go to their bullpen once again. Buck Showalter out there. The Astros with a 12-8 lead, and we will be right back to Baltimore. Jim Palmer, immortalized right here at the ballpark, Hall of Famer, and one of the great right-hand pitchers of all time. Palmer does a little broadcasting with the Orioles, not here in this series, and he's missing an offensive night tonight as Vance Worley comes on, pitcher number 4 for Baltimore.
It's actually got some pretty good numbers. Whip a little bit over that 1 mark, and the ERA right around 3.
He'll face Alex Bregman. And Alex Bregman is swinging a big league bat right now. He's already picked up 3 hits on the night after striking out in the first inning. A couple of singles and a double for Alex. And that batting average has gotten off the interstate and is starting to move very well northward. 223 the batting average. He and George Springer each with 3 hits tonight. 2 for Altuve, 2 for Teoscar Hernandez, 3 more for Evan Gattis. That's a healthy inside corner there on Alex Bregman.
I've seen that called a couple times on both sides, or against both sides. That's a little excessive.
Yeah, that's where the home plate umpire has his nose, and you would think there comes a point where you say that missed a little bit. Dan Iasonia behind the plate tonight. It's good layoff on that slider. 3-2. They'll put Springer in motion. Jose Altuve waiting on deck. Pitch is drilled but foul way down the left field side. The Astros have 3, make that 8 hits among the top 3 hitters in the order this evening. Carlos Correa has been scuffling a bit. He's 0 for 4. Again, Springer on the move. Pitch outside. Bregman reaches again as he draws the walk. Runners at first and second now for Altuve, who hit home run number 20 on the year in his at bat in the 6th inning. 2-run bomb that made the Astros at that point on top 11-8. They have extended on the home run of Evan Gattis, and now trying to add a little more. In the wins this year, look at that figure, 425. That tells you how important the bat of Jose Altuve is to this club. Takes a strike. It's 1-1. Well, he got a fastball in that hit me hard zone last time, and he did not miss. Double and a home run for Jose. There's Springer at second with that 2-out single. Bregman draws the walk. Pretty good hands right here to drop it into. Chopped foul. 2-2 on Jose. George Springer tried to be aggressive on the bases in the 5th inning, caught stealing to end that frame. Altuve waits on the off speed and fouls it down the right side. Sees the ball so well.
I was just going to say, wouldn't it be great to be able to be just behind the eyes of Altuve and actually see how long he sees the baseball, because it just, as good as he is, he sees it for so long, doesn't panic.
Nope.
Has those hands back, ready to fire when his brain tells his hands to attack.
Offers on that fastball, running down and in. He doesn't leave it in the hands of the umpire on close calls a lot of times. It's the previous swing for Altuve.
Watch the hands, foot down, hands hesitate a little bit, and then says, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, that's that off-speed pitch that was left up. His hands always seem to be in a great position. And now 3-2. 2 runners will be in motion. Springer and Bregman. By the way, if you're wondering, the most runs in a game this year for the Astros, 16. That came on May 4th against Minnesota. Runners go. The pitch drilled into left center field. 3rd hit of the night for Altuve. Springer scores. Bregman held at third base. RBI base hit Altuve. He now has 5 RBIs on his night. That gives him 80 on the year as he starts to pursue Carlos Correa. And the Astros now on top 13-8.
Gosh. Kid flat out rakes. 20, 20, 80 RBIs.
Going to try to fool him on that breaking ball?
No chance. You need to bury that thing, and even if you do bury it, you end up putting him on first base.
Altuve 3 for 5 on the night. So that's 9 hits for the top 3 hitters in the Astros order tonight. And now Carlos Correa tries to join the party. 0 for 4. Grounds one left side. Tough play from Machado. He'll spin and throw, and not in time. That'll plate another run as Bregman crosses. RBI single, and Carlos Correa finally gets that invite to the party. It's now a 14-8 lead, and for Correa, RBI number 83.
Thought this ball was going to sneak through, but you can see it through the eyes of Carlos Correa. He realized that Machado got to it pretty quick, but I'm not sure he got a great grab on that ball. Unable to make a nice strong throw we're accustomed to seeing from Manny, but a knock for Carlos getting in on the action.
Carlos had gone 0 for his previous 13, so he snaps that one and drives in a run in the process. 83 RBIs Correa, 80 for Altuve. Those are your leaders on the club in ribbies. And now Evan Gattis, who has 19 dingers, tries to join that 20 club. He is not going to come up with 20 stolen bases, however. Does have one tonight.
Mailing it in already, huh?
Well, I'm playing percentages is what it is.
Wow.
Be a good guy. Don't tell him I said that, okay?
Doesn't have anybody in the family watching this game.
Evan Gattis is 3 for 3. Batting average up to 242. It's the guy that led the club in home runs last year. And he's got a chance to get to 20 very soon. Strike 3 called, outside edge, and then some. And that'll do it. The Astros on the board again and now lead 14-8 over the O's. On around Major League Baseball. Plummer, you've been following what's going on? Joey Votto's red hot.
I'd say. Both those since June 1st and since the All-Star break just putting up electric numbers. That OPS well over 1,000.
You trying to tell me 372 is red hot when you've got Altuve doing what he's doing?
Altuve's not doing that.
No?
Altuve's only hitting 365 since the beginning of the year.
I know. No, I hear you. Joey Votto has gotten hot.
Just beating down on Joey Votto.
We've got some big Reds fans around the club, and so that's what's going on. We
did you just say we have a lot of Reds fans around the
well,
club?
yeah, just around the peripheries.
I was going to say, man. Somebody sure.
I mean, I think you know what I'm talking about, but Chris Davinsky is still on the hill. Boy, he has settled it down, allowing just one run, a one-out home run to Pedro Alvarez in the 5th inning. Meanwhile, the Astros bats have been alive and angry. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And a little "This Land Is Your Land" played here. Jeff Blum still tapping his foot. John Denver,
no, I'm
tapping it out right now for the fans.
Yeah, thank God I'm a country boy.
Tighten those batting gloves when you come to Baltimore. What is it about this ballpark that just brings out the angry in a lot of hitters?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the depth of the fences.
Yeah, that works, but then again, you don't see that many balls or this many balls hit so hard in any given series generally. I don't know.
Did you see what the Orioles were doing before this? They weren't swinging the bats very well at all.
They faced the Boston Red Sox and lost 2 consecutive games. One that wasn't a full 9 innings. They had a rain-shortened game here just before the Astros came in. And by the way, we've got some rain in the forecast coming Sunday.
He was full of positivity.
Well, I'm just trying to bring the truth as a one hopper goes to Carlos Correa in that shift. And out number 1 as Davinsky gets another out. But yeah, the Orioles had been quieted down, and suddenly they are not so quiet anymore. What kind of truth do you have to bring to the party?
I don't think everybody's angry coming in here. I think everybody gets excited to come in here and swing the bats for the potential with these fences so shallow. But you put this lineup that they've constructed in this ballpark 81 times a year, you're going to see some anger going out of this park. But Chris Devenski doesn't seem to be too concerned about it.
They put some numbers in different ballparks in what I think is odd spots. Here in Oriole Park, out in left field, they've got a 364 marked, and it's not the gap by any stretch in left center field. I'd like to know what that figure is right in the gap in left center. A little fly ball to right field, easy for Springer as he comes on, and 2 outs. Though Chris Devenski continues to pitch well. 2 outs, nobody on board as Pedro Alvarez comes to the plate. Since June 1st, coming into play tonight, Jose Altuve hitting .391. Is that the figure? .392. Pardon me for shortchanging.
Well, that's a good number.
So what's Joey Votto doing?
Trying to keep up with Jose.
Well, it's a tough keep up, that's for sure. Alvarez takes a strike. Yeah, those road numbers for Altuve not struggling at all this evening. Changeup grounded slowly. Altuve makes the play, and a 1-2-3 inning. Chris Devenski getting it done here this evening. We've played 7 as the Astros lead over the Orioles 14-8.
Welcome back. 14-8. The Astros lead the Orioles. Follow Astros Baseball Live with MLB.com at that app. Stay up to the moment with Game Day, StatCast Live highlights, and more. Even at the game with Minute Maid Park's new Wi-Fi. Download the app for your phone or tablet now. Luis Valbuena made this road trip. He's been on the disabled list with that right hamstring strain and really trying to make it back, but they're taking it easy with that hamstring. They want him to be at full strength when he comes back. The running has been difficult for him, but being on this road trip meant the baseball activities would intensify for him. The trainers here would get a better look at him. So he is getting close, but would still have to go on a rehab assignment before joining the team, guys.
Thanks, Julia. Sorry to the fans for coming in about 5 seconds after Julia Morales was singing and dancing for us. So you missed some good stuff. Marwin Gonzalez leads off here in the 8th inning, followed by A.J. Reed and Tyler White. Big night offensively for the Astros. 14-8. They're on top of the Orioles. 1-2 the count on Marwin. Oh for 4 on the night. Not easy when you look around the batting order and you see 4 guys with 3 hits. Another with a pair of hits, and now Marwin is 0 for 5. 12 strikeouts of Astros hitters on a big night offensively. Vance Worley, fourth pitcher of the night for the Orioles. Really, Chris Stavinsky just absolutely settling this game down as he came on in the fourth inning. He's worked 4 innings, allowing just 1 run on a home run to Alvarez. That the only hit against Stavinsky. Reed is going to be retired, 1-3 on the putout. And Reed looking for his first hit of the night. Does have a couple of walks. And now it's Pat Neshek getting loose. Springer, Bregman, and Altuve, along with Evan Gattis, all with 3 hits.
You talking about Davinsky and how well he's pitching. Tonight is Davinsky's 9th relief appearance of the season, throwing more than 3 innings. So he's gone 3 innings or more in 9 relief appearances.
And
that was brought to us by Gene Diaz.
Unless my memory deceives, and I don't think it does, it's not like he's just come in blowouts and picked up the bullpen by throwing some innings. He's kept the team in or allowed the team to regain leads in games, and it's been a phenomenal job he's done. White grounds to second. This kicks away from Schoop, but he's able to recover and make the play. Very fortunate for Jonathan Schoop. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Astros in the 8th. But they lead it big, 14-8.
By Kubota. It's everybody out there not named Chris Stavinsky. I'm kidding. It is Chris Stavinsky. He's done a great job. You see the line there on the bottom again. 9 times he's come out of that bullpen and thrown 3+ innings. Tonight he had to come out and give the Houston Astros 4 innings, and they were 4 very strong innings considering what was going on at this ballpark. Ball flying out of here all over the place. Again, we continue to see that great mix of the good fastball location, the changeup, the curveball. In those 4 innings, he only gave up 1 hit, 1 run, a couple of punch outs, and picked up a huge chunk in the middle part of that game to get him deep in this ball game.
Yeah, it was not pretty early on in the ball game for Colin McHugh, and Chris Stavinsky comes in. The Astros offense comes alive, and it has led to this 8th inning 14-8 Houston lead. Pat Neshek takes over. Well, Neshek settles in for the 8th and misses the outside edge. We have seen that pitch called a strike a number of times tonight. Colin McHugh 3 innings, 6 earnings against him. Chris Davinsky 4 innings, allowed just the 1 run. As this one's hit high in the air, shallow and right. Springer coming on. There's your first out of the 8th inning. Jonathan Schoop stands in. Schoop with a couple of hits his first 2 plate appearances tonight. 2 for 3 overall. Orioles starter Wade Miley, the left-hander, got roughed up this evening. An inning and 2/3, 6 earned runs against him, despite striking out 5. The first 5 outs he picked up tonight, all via the strikeout. Little tapper back to the mound. And Neshek has his second out. That'll bring up J.J. Hardy, the 9-hitter. Looking ahead to tomorrow. It's another 6:05 Central start. Mike Fiers goes to the mound against right-hander Chris Tillman. Tillman's had a big year for the Orioles, 15-4. So a tough assignment for the Astros. Stay hot with those bats. Dallas Keuchel goes Sunday at 12:35 start Houston time. Keuchel against Giovanni Gallardo. And always keep in mind a half hour before, or roughly thereabouts, Astros pregame show. Great job those guys always put on. Neshek out in front, 0-2. And now Zach Britton will get it loose. He's a guy who's had a year.
Seen a couple articles written about him being mentioned in that Cy Young voting.
37 for 37 closing out games with saves.
He's got some ridiculous numbers for a closer too.
Well, if you're talking about an ERA like 0.54 in 52 games, 25 hits allowed in 50 innings, 1 home run allowed, a whip of .820. Yeah, Zach Britton has been really good. Yeah, the good news is the Astros are facing Britton with a lead. Waving through it as the ball pops away from Evan Gattis, but the tag applied. Hardy down on strikes, a 1-2-3 8th inning for Pat Neshek. It's still 14-8 Houston.
Earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Take your pick. Houston Astros tearing the cover off the baseball, and I think the moment of the night is watching this offense go to town, picking up Colin McHugh after he gave up that 5 spot in that first inning. The offense decided to just unload. Evan Gattis with the bomb. Jose Altuve turned himself into a 2020 guy with that bomb to left field. 16 hits, 14 runs.
And it's Teoscar Hernandez leading off the 9th inning. Couple of hits on his night. He's also drawn a walk. 2 for 3 overall. Scored a pair of runs, driven in a pair. Big part of the offense this evening. But tonight it's been really the top part of the order. Excuse me, as one is launched to left field. That's a second major league home run for Teoscar Hernandez. A no-doubt shot. And the Astros add to the lead, making it 15-8 here in the 9th on hit number 3 for Teoscar Hernandez.
Nobody hears me talking about the kitchen. That's usually inside to hitters. And Teoscar sent a message right there to Vance Worley that the kitchen is closed.
Home run number 4 tonight for the Astros. Wow. That is legit big time pop. I don't know if he's your center fielder long term, but starting to look like he fits. George Springer stands in. George is 3 for 4, up to 260 with the batting average. Started this scoring affair tonight with a home run leading off the game. 6th time he's done it this year. Matching Jose Altuve's 6 on the year, 12 for the club. And that's an all-time record for the team. Brad Peacock just called up to the Astros today. And it looks like Peacock may go out there for the 9th inning. Or is he just getting work in? I'll make that Springer to the gap in left center. That's going to drop. His 4th hit of the night. It's a double for George. Comes with nobody out here in the 9th inning. And he's aboard for Alex Bregman.
Seen George get a bunch of hits. Let's go back and look at where that location is on that fastball and how well Teoscar very calmly pulled the hands in and just dropped the barrel on this one, drove it out of there. That was a beautiful looking swing on a pitch inside.
We've seen 9 home runs in this game, 4 by the Astros. Ground ball left side, tough play for Hardy. Bregman digging it out, and Hardy is dug out at first base by his first baseman Davis. Nice play on Davis's part. That's the first out of the inning as George Springer alertly moving into third base. So Bregman was in a bid for his 4th hit of the night. Infield draws in as Altuve hits a 2-hopper to third. Manny Machado just flips one over to first base for the 2nd out of the inning, so they get Altuve. And now 2 outs. We check in with Julia.
Thanks, Ash. It's time to get back to that Chevy Stroh poll. Thanks to everyone who voted. At Root Sports SW is where you can find our poll questions. Today we asked you, how would you like to see extra inning games played? You say 68%. Keep things the same. Take that, guys.
What do you mean, take that, guys?
All your ideas up there.
What is your suggestion,
Oh my
Julia?
gosh, yeah, you just put it all on the guys.
By the way, before we let Julia explain herself, the Orioles are going to go to the bullpen once again with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. So explain yourself, Julia.
Oh, come on. No, I'm good with keeping it all the same.
Yeah, you
know what that tells me, and I kind of like it, is that true baseball fans don't want to mess with the game.
Zach Britton is going to come on, that guy with all those incredible numbers we've talked about this year. Yeah, that's probably true. I think there's always that concern about growing the game and trying to have new fans come on board. But it's a good argument. I think what it tells me about Julia is she just hasn't even considered it. She doesn't even want to retort.
I love extra inning games.
What a liar.
So, Blummer, what do you think of Zach Britton?
He's got super good numbers and he's awesome, and I'm glad we're facing him with a huge lead. It's a little concerning to me actually to see him in this ball game, because usually you see closers come in a non-save situation that they're unaccustomed to, and sometimes they have a tendency to give it up. I'm not saying Zach Britton's going to go out and do that, but what if?
Well, he hasn't given it up much this year, that's for certain. Again, just running through those numbers a bit on Zach Britton. 0.54 ERA, 25 hits allowed in 50 innings. And yeah, it kind of goes on from there. He has been untouchable, 37 for 37 in save situations.
He hasn't pitched in 5 days, so that's why he's out there. On the 14th, he was out there.
And no surprise, all-star selection this year. Second consecutive all-star nod for the left-hander. So Britton will work it to Carlos Correa. 2 outs. Bregman down at third base. No, that's George Springer at third. Seen so many base runners tonight. 18 Houston hits. Ground ball back up the middle. Tough play. Hardy spins, throws, and got him. Heck of a play. And Correa was saying that maybe Davis was off the bag. He does not get the call there. Now let's see. Are we going to see any kind of a replay here? A.J. Hinch is now. We're going to get that replay. He's waving it off. So that'll do it. 15-8 Astros. Presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Brake Check, every 4th oil change is free, even on synthetic. And by Lexus, the new 2016 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. It's next level luxury. We move on to the bottom of the 9th inning. Here at Oriole Park in Camden Yards, the Astros have been pounding away tonight. Leading at 15-8 over the Orioles, Brad Peacock will make his make that 2016 debut for the Astros, as he has been recalled from AAA today.
See his career numbers in the middle. This will be his 51st career game. 41 of those have been starts. He was obviously starting down there in Fresno with those 21 starts, 4.23 ERA before coming back to the show.
Yeah, the number's not sterling this year, and yet you have to always keep in mind in that Pacific Coast League, a very offensive-minded league, you have to weigh things on the pitchers. Adam Jones, the leadoff man, starts things in the 9th inning. It's jammed, slow roller to short. Correa on the run, and there's out number 1. Nice play by Correa.
Pitch by Brad Peacock, too.
When you're scuffling with the bat, keep on playing defense. That's what Correa is doing. Hyun-Soo Kim will stand in. Singleton scored back in that 5-run first inning. 1 for 3 on the night. He's also drawn a walk. Hitting .329. The only Oriole with 2 hits tonight, Jonathan Schoop. But they've spread the hits around. Nobody is hitless in that batting order for the O's. Well, the Astros long nights for Marwin Gonzalez and A.J. Reed. A little bit of a rugged night for Evan Gattis with the leather behind the plate tonight. Fastball blown by, 93 miles an hour. So Peacock gets the strikeout, 2 down here in the inning, and Manny Machado comes to the plate.
Support the Astros Foundation by participating in our 50-50 raffle. Tickets are on sale during all home games, and one lucky fan will win big every time. For more information, visit astros.com/share2care.
Manny Machado hit the second of 4 Orioles home runs back in the first inning. Since then 0 for 3, so 1 for 4 on his night. And this should do it. Fly ball into right center field. Teoscar calling. He'll put it away, and that will do it. The Astros bounce back after trailing 5-1 after 1 inning of play tonight. Chris Devenski with a great job on the hill. Brad Peacock makes his debut on the year. A scoreless 9th inning. And the Astros with 4 home runs on the night and 18 hits, able to beat the Orioles 15-8.